This time, the comfort of my kitchen under Snoop Dogg's guidance, things went a lot more smoothly.
Wow.
Hello and welcome to the Abroad in Japan podcast. Probably the best way of learning about life in Japan without actually being in Japan. I'm your host, Chris Broad, but joined as always by England's top Japan enthusiast, Mr. Pete Dawson. Pete, how the devil? How you doing? What's going on?
Hello, Christoph. I'm very well, thank you very much. I had a busy week. We have been moving Stack Studios, and we have been dealing with my love of smashing stuff up, taking things down, and my intense disinterest in putting them back up again. I spent an entire about day and a half with a pry bar / crowbar, a rotating grinding
the
wheel.
Gordon Freeman.
Yeah, exactly.
I got
as we
destroyed
spoke
for
about
that.
before, and I've taken that down, and now we're in the new place, and actually putting a studio back together is actually proving to be more difficult than I thought. So I've basically let producer Charlie look after that while I do things like record podcasts. So that's the business end of the business, isn't it? So I've done the smashing up. Charlie can do the putting together, and I feel very guilty about that, but I'm not very good at that sort of thing.
The business end of the business. I'd say there's a thing in Japan, like an experience, where you go into a room full of like porcelain and objects with like a fucking hammer.
Yes.
And you get to smash things up. I think I did it with Ryotaro a few years ago over on his channel, the critically acclaimed Ryotaro's Japan. And it was quite easy to smash things up when you're in a room with Ryotaro, because you just one look at him.
Look at his face.
This is what 5 years
Chris, you are having to smash the things, not me.
Well, I beat him with the hammer, and you're not supposed to do that.
Smash
so,
Ryotaro.
It sounds like beat Takeshi's
Beat Takeshi,
unlikely
smash
successor.
Ryotaro.
Smash
Come on.
Ryotaro.
Pitch it. Smash Ryotaro.
Oh,
You've got to
God.
basically it's hide and seek with Ryotaro, and you've got to find Ryotaro and smash the shit out of him. He'd love it.
A very sleazy Channel 4 / Netflix show.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Wonderful, wonderful stuff. I finally got a video out for the first time in a solid 3 weeks since the pendulum of content really does swing around on Abroad Japan. It's like last month it was like, this volcano will annihilate a city and could devastate the lives of millions. Serious documentary about volcano, and then like you've got, oh look, I'm eating Rice Krispies and I'm having breakfast with a cat and he's biting me. Oh,
Those
like,
Rice. I've not eaten Rice Krispies. I've not eaten Rice Krispies for a little while. Those Rice Krispie packets look like they're from the 1960s. Is that what Rice Krispies look like nowadays?
Yeah. Charlotte brought them back from Canada, and I was like, I'll have these. I'll devour these. And it was great. It was really nostalgic. I haven't had Rice Krispies since, like the 90s. And
With
it's
your
been
brown
quite fun.
cheese.
With my Norwegian brown cheese.
Lovely
which you
brown
should definitely
cheese.
try.
To be honest, I don't. I was watching this in the shower. I hope you don't mind me soaping myself while consuming your content, Chris. But I was absolutely astounded and very interested at this brown cheese. I don't know where I'd get it from. I reckon probably Waitrose if I was going to judge where to get some from, but I could not want something more at 6 in the morning in the shower. But what I very much enjoyed about this new video that you just put out was basically you absolutely pathetically trying to settle a score, trying to prove that you can actually cook a steak after all that criticism that you received last time you cooked a steak for Connor and absolutely effed it. This time round you've done it properly.
That wasn't my fault. If you're going to cook a steak for Connor in a campsite surrounded by cats with his fur all over the grill, it's going to end badly.
No.
This time, the comfort of my kitchen under Snoop Dogg's guidance, things went a lot more smoothly. Although there might have been a bit too much salt, unfortunately.
Delicious.
Yeah.
I would have eaten that with a bit of get some brown cheese on it. Get some brown cheese on it.
Dear, oh dear. Anyway, we've got a story this week, and do check out the video if you haven't seen it. We've got a story this week from the one and only. Oh, it's a long one. Lauren from Birmingham. Lauren says, hello, Chris and Pete. My husband and I took a whirlwind week-long trip to Japan back in March of this year. During that time, we stayed in Kyoto and visited the famous and jaw-droppingly beautiful Fushimi Inari Shinto Shrine. We got there relatively early, just before it was overrun by tourists, and we knew we wanted to hike to the top. But little did we know the route we took was not the main path. We started off on the main stone path that's lined with torii gates, but not too far along the way, we came across a narrow dirt path that led away. With several other tourists taking the detour, we decided to follow. The path was even marked with a sign that read Kyoto Trail. It led behind some fenced-off bamboo groves and maintenance buildings, but eventually took us to a few altar areas filled with fox statues. Some people turned back after seeing the altars, but we were convinced this was the only way to the top, and only a few others who were taking this route with us intended to hike to the top. Determined to keep going, we continued on until the dirt path eventually turned into a small paved road, where we walked behind some residential houses, even past some feral cats, being fed by a can of tuna. In what seemed like a local's driveway, there was a fork in the road. This is a proper odyssey, this is. With a sign with an arrow that stated, Summit of Fushimi Inari. Seeing the sign, it reinforced our minds that we had taken the right path, despite it looking rather off the beaten path. The new direction was far more challenging, as it was composed of steep, vertical switchbacks, so exhausting it had us sweating through our layered shirts and coats. When we finally reached the top, the path turned into the normal stone-paved and Tory-lined path that we had first started on. Several people who were passing by asked us what was down the direction we had come, and we were confused and said, "It's the path down to the entrance, surely," thinking it was the only way back down the mountain. That's when it dawned on us that we had taken some kind of service back road, which was certainly not the only path to the top. I tried to find the road on any of the maps of the grounds and none showed it, which led me to believe it was a service road and not actually intended for tourists. Have you ever unintentionally happened upon a back road or somewhere? Love the podcast, Lauren from Birmingham. I was fucking an odyssey without the payoff. You've gone down the wrong way for half an hour.
The tradesman's entrance of the Fushimi Inari Shinto Shrine. A tradesman's entrance that has been used for thousands of years.
My God.
It's the people. I've been to Birmingham, Alabama. There are some interesting chaps and chapesses there and they just do things differently down there. They do things differently in Alabama.
That they do. I mean, I've done it before. It's easily done. If you can't read the sign being like "Don't come this way" in Japanese, it's not uncommon to plod ahead if you can't read the sign or whatever. But there's a lot of places like this. I've done the same thing on Fushimi Inari. I've taken like a left turn at the wrong place and ended off going on a tangent towards somewhere where there was like a wild boar running around. So you've got to be like genuinely careful up there in the mountains around Fushimi Inari. Wild boars aren't to be trifled with.
No, true. True that.
Naughty things. But not as naughty as the theme park, charging more for foreign tourists. It has begun. The theme parks, places in Japan, attractions have started raising the prices for foreign tourists. For better, for worse, some cases probably necessary, such as festivals, which are being overrun. But is this place necessary? Let's find out. Pete, what's going on at a theme park in Okinawa?
A brand new theme park in Okinawa Prefecture in the town of Nakajin will be operating a dual pricing system where foreigners will pay more. Junglia Okinawa will charge Japanese residents an amount of money for a ticket. Foreign tourists will get a 27% markup on that price, though. This whole strategy ties into tourism overload issues. In 2024 and early 2025, we obviously had a tourist boom in Japan. Foreign spending averaged around about $1,500 per person, which is 3 times more than what locals spend, which should be a positive thing, surely, but clearly not. The parks operators have basically bumped up the pricing for foreigners, saying that locals already support local infrastructure and should get a break. So it's the tourists who are paying for congestion and maintenance, basically. It's still affordable compared to overseas theme parks, they say, and it does help fund future improvements. There are other attractions jumping on board, ones we've spoken about before. This seems to be the thin end of a wedge that's going to get wedgier. The Niseko ski resorts will charge non-residents $43 per day. Locals will pay $34. The locals seem to accept it. Many polls show over 60% support. Dual pricing is a fair way to manage over-tourism and fund conservation. But tourists, and let's face it, people who are non-Asian but are long-term residents often are feeling ripped off about this. Proving residency can be rather awkward as well. Staff are kind of making decisions based on appearance or language, which does start to feel a little bit discriminatory. They're just kind of rolling out this policy pretty much everywhere. But we've spoken about this over the last few weeks, and it seems to be sort of something that is very, very popular with the Japanese residents, as you can imagine, with a very, very weak yen. But we're going to see more of this, Chris, no?
That we are. I think a lot of people broadly support it. I support the idea of certain places there being price for tourists that's a little bit higher. I mean, as a resident, I hope they're just like, well, they see me, obviously. I suppose, yeah, they'll instantly assume I'm not Japanese, even though there are white people who are Japanese.
Smeared with brown cheese. Get that brown cheese man out of my bloody roller coaster.
I deserve to be penalised with a face.
We've left brown cheese everywhere.
Trees.
We're going to have to clean that. It's a soiling charge. Like in the back of a taxi.
Delicious crumbs of brown cheese all around my mouth. I will say, I will say...
brown cheese now, aren't you?
It's not hard to check though. You just ask someone for their Zainu foreigner card, right? And that's the way around it. But it has to be done, I suspect. 'Cause, for example, like Gion, the festival in Gion, Kyoto, going back to Kyoto. The festival's really busy, lots of locals, but now it's being, it's getting out of hand due to lots of foreign tourists coming to the festival. So I know they've charged a premium price for foreign tourists where they get good seats, sort of at the front of the festival, but they do have to pay a premium for it. And I think that's a good compromise in that situation where it's not affecting the festival. Foreign tourists can still come, still get a good seat in the house, and it's helping to fund the festival and whatnot.
I think it's optics though, isn't it? I mean, I think the argument for the stuff like festivals is that you're sort of pricing locals out of historical sites, their own heritage, museums and stuff.
Like Meiji.
But this, in this case, it's not heritage, it's not history, it's a roller coaster that shakes your bones and makes you puke ramen. What it should be is, this is the rate. I think it's just optics, isn't it? This is the rate. But if you are local, you get a discount rather than this is the rate, and if you're foreign, you have to pay more. So it's just fucking PR, really, isn't it? And you need some sort of way of proving, residency. I suppose that's kind of it.
Speak Japanese. Can you speak Japanese?
Yeah.
Say a sentence in Japanese. Say a tongue twister, like a hayaguchi kotoba, like a namamugi namagome namatamago. Like, say that 3 times.
Yeah, right.
Tongue twister. That's way better proof than a visa, in my opinion. But yeah, I mean, Himeji Castle was doing a similar thing, right? I don't know. I can't remember if they actually introduced it, but they were toying with charging people to go in a lot more than the locals, which I think is it's a normal practice.
There's no other reason to be in Himeji, though, apart from that bloody castle. There's nothing else to do. It's just a big, long road with a castle at the end, isn't there? Train station, road, castle. That's all you got there.
It's true. It's cool. I love coming out of Himeji Station because you see it at the end of the road, right in front of you, right? A big old white castle. It's
Here's our thing. Here's our thing, what we've got. We haven't got anything else, but here's our thing.
Yeah. Good old come out. But anyway, I think... whatever we think, it's going to be rolled out more across the board, and just prepare for that. But I think in Japan, it's crazy, isn't it, how different it is. 10 years ago, 15 years ago, Japan had that reputation for being one of the most expensive places on Earth to visit. Yeah. Because the flights there, the time here, hotels, everything. And now it's very much swung the other way, and it's one of the cheapest countries to visit. One of the most economically developed countries, with so many great things culturally, historically, and it's also one of the cheapest to visit now. So we have to look at that and feel grateful above all, really, Because 20 years ago, I remember when I first thought about going to Japan, I just thought, nah, not happening. It was like 2 months' salary that I had to save up to come here. In the end, I got a job, and that was the quickest way around it. And I think it's nice that Japan is, you can actually come here now without destroying the bank like you once had to. So... swings and roundabouts.
I'll still have a go. You can't price me out of the beer world, the world of beer.
Exactly. We're back in a moment, guys, with your stories, comments, and questions over in the fax machine.
Wow.
Now we're back with the fax machine. What do we got this week from our listeners? Mr. Dawson, fill us in.
Moshy Dominic. Hi, Chris and the old guy. What?
Whoa. Oh, that's you. Whoa. Right, yeah.
Chris and the old guy.
You are older than me.
I am.
You're older than me, aren't you?
I'm older. Right, older. I give you an E and an R, older.
You spend most of your time talking about horse and carriage and what the revolution it was when the horses were disbanded.
I remember when I was a child with that little stick and a little, little circle. I don't know what they call it. Stick and circle. Do you know the stick and the circle? Anyway, I finally made the leap and booked myself flights for my first ever trip to Japan in November, and I'm currently trying to plan out where to go. Shirakawa and Takayama are at the top of the wish list right now. My question is regarding the 23rd of November. the day I land in Tokyo. I've just found out that it's Labour Thanksgiving Day in Japan, with the 24th being a public holiday. I'm wondering what I can expect to see, whether places will be open or closed, and as I'm staying in Asakusa, whether it's worth to go and see Sensoji on the 23rd, or if it will be crazy busy. Thank you for the great content. It's been a huge part of why I have finally decided to bite the bullet and visit Japan. Bite one of them, yeah? Dominic? I'm one of them.
Harsh.
Harsh. I love you, Dominic.
What do you think, Feet? You're the expert here.
I think it's going to be bloody busy, but it's never going to be that busy. It's still big enough for you to sort of enjoy yourself, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, definitely don't go to Sensoji on that day. Maybe stay away from like touristy places and try and do something a bit more off the beaten path. Go to Fushimi Inari and get lost down the service entrance. Have it all to yourself.
Do some Labour Thanksgiving. I'm not really sure what that would entail, but just thank a wall. Shake hands with a phone booth. I don't know. Just kind of say thanks for all of the people who make Japan what it is.
That's the spirit. Oh, that's good.
Hug a nurse.
Oh my God.
Consenting nurse. Hug a consenting nurse,
Jesus.
Dominic.
We got a story from Clarissa and Mikkel, who said, "Hello, Chris Pete. Last year, my husband and I decided to do a 1-year working holiday in Japan, and this year we moved to Tokyo. My husband and I have discussed a lot about whether the rickshaw rides are a scam or not. Having travelled a bit around Europe, you get used to almost everything happening outside a major attraction being a scam. Can you enlighten us more about the subject and whether we should one day take a door in a rickshaw?
Take a door on a tour.
And where we should do it. All the best." I mean, we just mentioned Asakusa. That's a good place for a rickshaw ride. The best rickshaw ride I've ever had in Japan. That was a stupid sentence. The best rickshaw ride. This is what British people.
That's your next video. Do your top 10. Top 10 rickshaws.
This is what foreign people think Japan's all about. Riding around in rickshaws like it's the Meiji era. Kurashiki is really nice. The beautiful place in Okayama, the old town of Kurashiki. Because you feel like you feel like you're becoming a piece of the theatre. You feel like you're becoming a piece of the scene for foreign tourists and people walking around it when you see a rickshaw with a foreigner on. I don't know. I feel like special. The rickshaws in London are a joke. They're just designed to get groups of lads into strip clubs, and when the rickshaw gets to where it is, they get £10 off the strip club owner, because obviously the strip club is going to make $1 million. That's mainly what they're used for after dark. Don't get anyone if you're in London. Don't get anyone if you're in any European city, to be honest. But obviously there's a bit more culture out there. I used to know someone called Rickshaw. Unbelievably, and he was not an uncommon name.
Well, he was a radio DJ. It wasn't actually his name. His name was Rick, but his second name used to be Cutler. And an old boss at a previous radio station that he used to work at said that his name was too Jewish. So he said, "Why don't you call yourself Rick Shaw?" and his name was Cutler. Like, is that particularly Jewish? I don't fucking know. Like, it doesn't sound it. Like, and putting apart the massive fucking anti-Semitism there. Weird one. But why would you change your name to Rickshaw? It's strange. Rickshaw. Good lad, though. Lovely lad.
He's a good lad.
Good lad.
Rickshaw on a rickshaw. Get him to Japan.
Yeah.
Give him the trip he deserves.
Yeah.
Keep the stories, questions, comments coming into the broadjapanpodcast@gmail.com. We'll be back later in the week, guys, to do it all over again. But for now, have yourself a great few days. Ride on a rickshaw. Have some fun. And check out the new Day in the Life
friend
video.
Rickshaw.
And I'll see you in the next one. Take care, guys. Have a good one.
Do watch the video, because Chris's steak is
my champion.
he's back on top steak wise. He's done good stuff.
I've staked my career on that steak.
Write it in the reviews. Right, review his steak again.
Oh fuck.